102.7.
The Opie Anthony Show.
WNEW.
Why don't we get the Billy Staples tape together? Because that is some really good radio.
I listened to Billy on...
Is it almost done? Who's working on it?
We're working on it. We just got to clean up. There's a lot of cursing, and we still got to clean up. So.
Rick,
he was cursing his ass off.
We need it in like 15 minutes because we can't do this for like another hour.
I was listening to Ron and Fez. They come on in New York after our show.
Why don't we set up the whole Billy Staples thing again?
Well, Billy Staples used to be on our show. He used to be like one of the... I don't know, cast of characters, a little rotating cast of characters that come and go during the years. And he was one of them. He worked with another guy, Paul Bond. They were Airsick Productions, if you remember. He used to write some song parodies. And occasionally we'd play one. And then it just kind of, times changed, things changed, and he moved on. And he moved on to the Ron and Fez show. Come on after us. And he changed from Fat Guy, which we used to call him, to Billy Staples, because he got that stomach stapling surgery. And he slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Then he plumped up a little bit, and he's having trouble with his weight again, but nowhere near where it was. He couldn't even walk. His knees would buckle when he walked. So he thought it would be a good idea to go on stage at one of Norton's shows.
Recently at Red Bank.
Yeah.
Red Bank.
A couple weeks ago.
Rich Voss.
He asked you
was hosting
to,
but not in a groveling way. We were talking because we were going on vacation. We were away, and Ron and Fez were great. Were helping me out, and they were mentioning the show. And Billy's like, "Hey, I'll do it with you," kind of kidding around. And I'm like, "You know what, dude? Yeah, do it with me. Why not?" You know what I mean? It's like he's a buddy of mine, so put him on, do the show. And he did.
So he decided he wanted to do this. Rich Voss was going to open up the show, and then bring on Billy, and then a little more Rich Voss, and then Norton comes out and destroys the crowd. Well, the people were killing Billy before he even hit the stage. I just heard about it. I heard it was brutal, just a brutal attack on Billy. Everything from the clothes he was wearing. I hear he had a big orange shirt on, and people in the front just kept calling him, "Shut up, you big effing pumpkin." They were calling him a big effing pumpkin. And just heckling to the point where he could not get one line out.
He never got to do his act.
Whether it was funny or not.
Right.
He couldn't do anything.
Right.
He leaves the stage, tells everybody to go F themselves, and just leaves the stage. Rich Voss comes back on to an ovation I've never heard for Voss. They love just having anybody else on stage. And talks Billy into coming back on stage. He goes, "Try two more. Two more." So Billy comes back out. And now the crowd, even worse, he tries again to get into the flow of an act. And they leveled him. So now he's been MIA ever since that night. He has not shown up for work on Ron and Fez show. And last night, they finally got in touch with him. He's shacked up somewhere in PA. He's in Pennsylvania, hanging out. He says he cannot face the people in the station. He feels he cannot walk down the hallways because he feels so degraded. He also sounded like he was on the verge of suicide. He said his life has been falling apart. He lost everything. He now has to live back with his mother. And he's really going through tough times. And the one thing he had, the one thing that kept him going, was the dream of being a popular stand-up comic. And he had been doing stand-up for 9 years. And he said when you're booed off a stage like that, it just crushes you, especially when that is all you have to live for.
Isn't he in Pennsylvania somewhere, too?
Yeah, that's where
he's not even in the area?
No.
Yeah.
He just left the area because, and you know why he left? He wanted to drive out of the range of the station. He did not want to be in the range where any radio might be on, where he passes by and hears people talking about how the people destroyed him.
He's being way too hard on himself because the listeners decided to not give him a chance.
Yeah. They busted his balls.
It wasn't even about his jokes or his act. He never even had a chance officially.
Yeah.
And it was set up that way by mostly Ron and Fez, I would think.
It was a ball busting.
And their listeners, they were ball busting him pretty bad and stuff. And they pretty much told everybody, and I guess we did as well to a certain extent, to go there and just kill him. Just kill him.
You want me to read the review? of the Staples show that is on redbank.com?
Sure.
This is brutal. It's Showtime at the Count Basie. That's what they called it. It was at the Count Basie Theater. Watching Billy Staples' set at the Count Basie Theater fell somewhere between witnessing a SEAL clubbing and watching Robert De Niro play Russian roulette in a Vietnam prison camp. Billy Staples, a stand-up comedian and regular on the Ron and Fez show, performed in front of the sold-out crowd at the recent Jim Norton show on August 10th. Well, I shouldn't really say performed. It was more like he was ripped to shreds by the ravenous hordes of fans that made up the audience. The show, which was hosted by stand-up comic Rich Voss, was to feature a small set by Billy Staples. I think the whole ordeal lasted about 5 minutes, though I'm sure it felt like 2 or 3 days of prison time for Billy. Prison shower time. Believe it or not, 30 seconds into the routine, people were actually asking for Voss back, despite the fact that Voss is usually referred to as being as funny as cancer. It's all a big joke. The man's a great comic. Even with all the heckling he had to deal with, he pulled it off. If only Billy could have been so lucky. Even before the giant orange shirt-wearing Billy Staples put his first foot on the stage, the cries of, "You suck, go home and kill yourself," hit the poor sap like a bag of hate. There really wasn't anything he could do to help things. The truth, the crowd would have hurled insults at sick children. There were, however, some things he could do to make it worse, and that's where Billy shined brightest. Now, I'm no stand-up comic, but I'll be willing to bet. Sorry. When we get down to the middle of this, it got all fuzzy on my monitor. I need a new monitor in here. That any joke that starts out with, "Anyone ever have a colonoscopy?" is not going to go over too well with a bunch of drunken 20-year-olds. And when the punchline is, "It's a real pain in the ass," you might as well throw a bag of ground beef in your pants and spend the afternoon at Louis Anderson's place.
Oh, God.
Sure enough, that's the direction Billy went, even asking hecklers to repeat their insults. I think there was even a Fabio joke in there. "Bad move, poor fella." He would do that. He would be standing there, and from what I heard, people would yelling, "You suck," and insults, and then he'd go, "What? What?
Yeah, what'd you say?
What'd you say?" And give the heckler a chance to say it again.
And louder.
And then, of course, the headliner for the evening did not disappoint. Jim Norton was great. And then he talked about how people were yelling out stuff during your set. But you're kind of used to that.
Well, they yell out
like
show
tussle.
stuff. Yeah, that's not hateful.
They yell out, tussle my hair, Norton.
Yeah, they just yell out, "You stink and I don't like you." It's cool.
Yeah.
But they're not giving me a hard time. They're just having fun. They really gave Billy a hard time, and there wasn't much he could do, man. It threw him off. You could see it threw him off. I didn't feel bad for him because I'm a comic. I've been through that. It's like it happens. And the odds were against him, and it's funny. It's like, come on, man. You took it on the chin. You took it like a trooper.
Yeah, he's taking it way too hard.
No, it
wasn't about his act. It wasn't about his act.
Let me just finish off this thing real quick. It says Norton put on a great show. It was just about the best part of the night. The best part, that is, until later that evening when Lady Di and Marion, the retarded Laverne and Shirley from Opie and Anthony fame, danced at the Wall Street pub. That pulls on the old American heartstrings, both of these messes in their busted glory, slopping down glasses of Budweiser and trying to forget. If only Billy could.
News at 11. Well, we got the tape, Anthony.
Yeah.
We finally got the tape from Red Bank.
I have not heard it.
It is brutal. I think the audio of the crowd, unfortunately, doesn't really come up. You could kind of hear it, and especially when they were really yelling.
You know how much they charged to tape that whole show? Because I needed a set for other purposes.
Yeah.
And I heard that the audio on the crowd isn't that great. I'm furious.
You could barely hear that.
You could barely hear the audio of the crowd.
When you're making a tape, who needs the audience mic? You might as well just have me talking.
Have an audience
Billy
mic.
Staples is he's crystal clear, and you definitely get a feel for what the F is going on between him and the audience.
You absolutely know, because he cannot get a word out. He tries to get into something, tries to get into one of his bits, or a joke or something, and the people are just nonstop, and he's stuttering, he's stopping, he's going, "Come on, guys, seriously. He says seriously so many times, which means please shut up so I can say this.
You never let them win. Even if you bomb. You cannot control if they're going to yell at you or scream. That you can't make them not. But you just got to F you and mean it. You really got to be ready. All right, I'm going to bomb. I'm going to go down having a good time and swinging. And I think he wanted to do well. And it's like, dude, it's all right if you don't do well. You do what you do. And if
he was so excited.
So
it was a huge gig for the guy.
I'll put him on my next gig. I don't care. It's cool.
He comes out all like light on his feet, kind of bouncing out like, hey, everybody.
He was ready to go.
Hey.
With his well-pressed orange shirt.
Yeah. Anybody have a colonoscopy? Huh? And they started just pounding him.
And then he goes, oh, I'm the only one.
And I'll tell you one thing, though. A bombing like that, believe it or not, whether he understands this or not, taking it like that, where they're yelling and screaming before you hit the mic, is better than having a set where it's like they just stare at you, and it's like, oh, man, they really are ready to laugh, and I stink. That's worse. This is like one you write off, and you go, dude, they were busting my balls. That's all it was.
Yeah, let's go to the phones. Barbara wants in. Hey, Barbara, what's up?
Hi. I was at the show in Red Bank.
Yeah, okay.
And I kind of felt bad for him because no one really gave him a chance to talk. And we were sitting there trying to listen, and the poor guy never really got a chance to even get a joke out.
He never had a chance. Yeah. That's why he shouldn't feel bad about himself.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. But, I mean, in a way, I felt like Rich Voss was able to at least get the audience back on his side after a while, whereas Billy Staples just didn't even know what to say.
Well, Voss, you have to realize, Billy's been doing radio for a while, so he hasn't been up as much because of the hours. He's only getting on like once a week, so he's probably a little bit, just needs a little bit more stage time just to get back to where he would have been. You understand what I mean?
Yeah,
so
but
not every night getting yelled at.
You know something, though? The way he sounded on Ron and Fez last night, I wanted Don Corleone to slap him in the face. He just sounded like, I had this dream. It was this. What am I going to do? How am I going to get back on stage again? Come on.
Just get on.
Buck up, little camper.
Get on. If they were a great crowd, but they were just busting your balls, dude. It isn't like they were so ready for you and like, all right, let's give them a chance, and then you just bombed. They did it on purpose.
I think they were showing some O&A love.
Dude, they emailed me with that. Like, we really felt bad for Billy. We gave him a hard time. I got like 50 emails saying we felt bad for Billy.
Well, we got to play the audio.
Yeah.
And it will prove that Billy Staples never had a chance.
He didn't.
It really wasn't about his act.
Dude, sometimes I did a gig, which is done now, for the Cleveland Browns, and I had a decent set. I did it, and my first joke got a 0. And I mean nothing. The whole team stared at me, and I'm like, I am really going to bomb. The next couple of jokes started to work. Had they been yelling and screaming, I would have just went down in flames. You understand what I mean? It happens.
Mm-hmm.
They were a good crowd. They were mellow, so I was able to recover. And I still didn't even kill. It was just good.
Well, the way they were talking last night to Billy, they kept saying, well, it was Norton's crowd. It's Norton's show. It was it was almost like they were rubbing it in. It was almost like they were rubbing it into Billy. Like, see, Billy, when you get in front of an entire theater of people that are there to see one guy, it was just brutal.
But that's
really
not, but no, man.
Yeah, but they were just turning the screws last night to make for good radio, and I hope he didn't take it personally.
He did. He took it so personally.
What do you expect, Ron and Fez, to do a whole hour with everyone calling up, comforting the guy?
It's hard, though,
man.
Some
people were.
Oh, they were a little bit?
Some people were comforting him. I was getting sick.
Dude, you got to give him a break. He's had a tough time. It does suck, though, and it seems like everything's piling up.
I'm not saying it wasn't tough and anything, but the way he came off sounding on the air last night was really just kind of,
I just wish I could have talked to him for a few minutes, because I heard he left me an apology to somebody, like, tell Norton I'm sorry. Like, for what? Not your fault, dude. Relax.
Yeah. All right, well, why don't we take a break? The audio's just about done. You got to hear it for yourself.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely give it to Ron and Fez so they could have it for tonight's show here in New York as well, okay?
Right.
Now, we got the audio. Billy comes in crystal clear. You can't really hear the crowd. Or we boosted a little bit, right, Rick?
We did.
How'd that work out?
We were hard at work. We double layered it. We tried to boost the crowd and bring up Billy and kind of match it as best we could.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a bit of a hiss, but that's just the hiss from the VCR.
I hate the hiss.
God forbid that when they record it and you're paying to have it recorded from the actual venue, that it should sound properly. I mean, who would want the audience mic for a live recording?
And part of the problem, too, is that when he starts screaming into the mic, it
freaks the mic out, because he just starts. Regardless if you could hear the crowd or not, the most important thing, listen to the desperation in his voice. Listen to how distracted he is and how he cannot even get words out because he is so preoccupied with the crowd heckling him.
Well, but first, on the phone, we got Ron from Ron and Fez.
Ron.
Hey. Finally got the audio of Billy Staples. Of course, we're going to leave it for you guys tonight.
I don't even know if it should be played.
Why?
You know what kind of shape he's in. He's suicidal.
Let me tell you something. I listened to your show when you talked to Billy on the phone. I wanted to reach through and smack him. I wanted to smack him in the face. He was just the most whining.
Yeah, he's pathetic.
He really is. When he said my life isn't falling apart, my life fell apart.
All right, so why don't we get to the audio of Billy Staples, okay?
You know, but also let people know that don't know Billy. He's already been through 5 rehabs.
Yeah, you got a little more of a background on what his destroyed life is a little more about.
He's been through 5 rehabs, and when we were talking to him last night, he's slurring. So the newest chip is out the window, I'm sure.
Oh, and you asked him if he was doing any drinking. You promised you won't drink, and he said, I can't promise anything.
What does it matter?
What does it matter?
What's it matter what
he had that whole attitude of just, oh, me, poor me, I'm just going to cash it in. I'm just... Yeah,
and you know, here's the thing too. His second marriage broke up, so he moved home with his mom, and he's 44 years old, and he's sleeping in the same room as he did in high school. So he's waking up in a single bed now, and he's looking up at these old faded Perry Bradshaw and Peter Frampton posters that he had there in the 70s.
This should have been part of his intro.
Right.
Yeah, see?
This would have set the plate nice for him.
You know, he's a lovable guy, but, you know, they're not called lovable clubs. They're really not.
You know,
you have to have comedy.
He's got to realize he has a good gig with your show, and he's being way too hard on himself.
Sure, he's the phone guy. He's doing great. It's an entry-level position. He's at midlife.
Dude, are you just hoping that he kills himself on your show live?
Well,
this is before the tape plays.
That's harsh.
But, I mean, so he's going through a lot.
Yeah. And I love how everyone is saying, now when you listen to this tape, everyone says, oh, you know something? You could be the funniest comic in the world and come out there, and they would have booed anyway. And everyone goes, yeah. But he's not.
He's not the funniest comic, no.
No. I mean, you know.
I don't know. I've never seen what he does. I can't say he is or is. I honestly don't know.
Where were you? Where were you when these hijinks and shenanigans were going on?
I was watching it from the back.
What were you saying? What were you and Voss saying to each other? Come on.
Just kind of laughing. How do you
laughing?
I like Billy. When you're watching one of your friends take it in the face, you have to enjoy it. You think I'm rooting for other comics to kill? I want them all to go down in flames.
Yeah, that's true.
Norton knew what he was doing.
You like to watch other comics bomb because it makes you feel better about yourself.
It's
Even
funny.
you, Brian Regan?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Wow. It's the most controversial thing I've ever heard you say.
Well, Brian's going to be commenting about Billy Staples here.
Wait, you know what? Let me rethink this. Let me take this back.
All right, Ron, you want to stay on the phone for the playing of the tape?
Sure, and then after that, we'll listen to my sister get raped.
Oh, man. All right, let's start the tape.
All right.
Pleasure of bringing up our next act. You're going to love this guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's been on Comedy Central. He's been on MTV. He's a regular on Ron and Fez. Billy Staples, a big hit. What the f*** were you expecting, Fabio?
All right, so he starts out. Now, they seem to be applauding, though, when he came out. I heard, like, applause, and then I heard a slow turn to
low
boos.
boo rumbling.
Yeah, little low boo, but there was like, yay.
I think William didn't take charge immediately. You can't. I told you that Bill Maher story in Phoenix.
Opening for Dice.
You can't sometimes stand there and just go, all right.
If you hear
quiet them
them
down.
applaud and then this low murmur of boos, you got to get right to the mic and start rapping.
This is not the L.A. Improv on a Saturday evening. I mean, these are a bunch of drunken pigs.
You know, I'm not on the road anymore. Is the Fabio stuff still current, Brian?
I've been opening with it, but I get to it quicker.
Yeah, Fabio.
Yes.
See, that might have been a problem right off the bat.
What are you expecting, Rock Hudson?
I mean, I look like Frankie Lyman.
But it's not a bad joke. It just didn't. It just didn't fly.
Yeah.
He attacked right away, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Attack the crowd right away.
Yeah, implying they were expecting something.
All right, back to the tape.
Jesus Christ, that's why I'm at radio.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the dog yelling at me. I'm sure what the hell good you look over there.
I think he got a good applause there.
It seemed like he struck back at one of the hecklers. Unfortunately, there were about 499 more.
And you shouldn't agree with them. You know, what the heck? What do you think I'm in radio for? Of course, look at me. You can trip, you can rip yourself, but you got to pow, you smack the guy in the face, and then trash yourself.
Yeah.
Don't give in, I'm not knocking him. He hasn't been on stage much because he's doing radio.
Like, boo, because they were yelling. What you couldn't hear was, you fat F. He was wearing the big orange shirt, so people were yelling, you look like an effing pumpkin. And they were really being brutal, so then he did a little of that self-deprecating
Well, what does
humor.
Brian think so far?
He got heckled. He came back. He's trying to get control. He's doing his thing. Right?
You are good. They send you to the Middle East.
Well,
hey, why don't you Jews get along with the Palestinians?
Actually, we should send him down the hall.
Palestinian even starts with pal. So why don't you just be their pal?
And Israel starts with is. Pal is. We could is be pal.
Is be our pal.
All right, back to Billy.
There it is. Right there.
Hey, you guys got paintball guns?
Right.
Then I'm staying up here. Hey, guys, welcome. Come on, seriously, welcome to Red Bank, a town that's an Indian name for washed up bloody tampons on the shore.
Wait a second. It sounded like they were starting to laugh, and then you guys cut it. That was a laugh.
I like the local stuff. He's doing a lot of local stuff.
Yeah.
He's relating.
Some local color. I like. That was the first of the seriously. That was the first of the seriously. When he says seriously, he's pleading, oh, please let me just start my act.
All kidding aside, guys.
Yeah, all kidding. All right, I know you're heckling and yelling, and we've been having a good time, but now we got to get down to brass tacks.
Pipe down with that joshing.
Settle down.
Let's go back. Brian thinks he might have got a laugh.
Well, it sounded like they were starting to laugh at the joke there.
All right.
Hey, guys, welcome. Come on, seriously, welcome to Red Bank, a town that's an Indian name for washed up bloody tampons on the shore.
A little bit.
And a huge sock.
Now,
but
here
that's
we go.
one guy yelling that while the rest is laughing.
I did hear a few laughs and one really loud, you suck.
I'm going to be brutally honest right here now. I'm going to be brutally honest. Here's what happened. He says that people were yelling right when he came out. He's right. They were. That was his chance right there. You heard when he goes, welcome to Red Bank. Seriously, welcome to Red Bank. There was not a peep. There wasn't a peep. That was his shot now to win the audience over with a huge opener. It absolutely was. If we could again, perhaps.
All right.
They shut up for him when he said seriously.
Keep talking. I got to go.
All right.
The old-fashioned
Keep
way.
talking. We can't talk about things.
Maybe the choice of tampon didn't work out for him.
Maybe that.
Tamponi might have helped a little bit.
I think Brian enjoys a bloody tampon joke every once in a while, right?
You never know.
Everyone has their different style.
Yeah.
He's got a style.
Is that, you pull that out in the third set, right?
Yeah, that's late night stuff.
Yeah.
That's Ricky Bells' material.
All right, you want to hear this again?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hey, guys, welcome. Come on, seriously, welcome to Red Bank, a town that's an Indian name for washed up bloody tampons on the shore.
I got a laugh, too. I got a laugh.
That's what I'm saying. I got a laugh.
That's a lot of heckling.
All right, already, we heard you, you stupid
Not really. See, that actually got a nice laugh. There was one really loud heckler, but you got to smash that guy really hard.
That's the thing. He's got enough of a base where if he can shut the one guy down.
Right, he had it right there. That was his moment. He got a little bit of the laugh. He should have smacked the guy in the face, and then boom, right again with some strong stuff.
You got to hit a guy like that.
I think he was thinking more of a shotgun blast at the audience than that laser comeback line.
Oh, is that it?
He was going to take everybody down.
The shotgun blast.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get them all back if you shut them all down.
But a guy like that, man, you got to hit him. It's like, hey, why don't you take a long walk off a short pier?
Hey, yeah, you.
That's the crowd laughing.
A lot of people checking in that were there, Anthony, saying that the tape is not doing the performance justice. Everyone is saying people were screaming and yelling and heckling the whole time that you could barely even hear him.
Well, the fact that Marley Maitland did the audio on this, I would like to smash this company.
Yeah, the crowd wasn't mic'd, obviously.
Then why would you on a live performance? Who needs the crowd?
So just keep that in mind. I mean, they were just riding him really hard.
Yep.
It's a lot louder than it sounds in this tape.
So when it's silent, there were people screaming.
Yeah.
All right.
Imagine what it sounded like in his head. All the demons screaming at him.
Booze, pills, and the audience.
Adding to the chorus.
In his defense, he had that stomach stapling thing, and it didn't take. I mean, that's rough to deal with.
They didn't take or not take.
Well, he's gained weight since his stomach has been stapled.
He's popped a few staples.
How do you break that to a patient? The stapling didn't take.
Sorry, your stapling didn't quite take.
These might just be growing pains.
That's a callback.
Go on, yeah.
Billy just didn't hit them hard enough, man.
Maybe they made the staples out of pure butter. Is that it?
That ties in with the Fabio. I can't believe it's not butter.
This is the kind of stuff he needs.
If a guy heckles you like that, you got to say to the crowd, hey, wouldn't you like him to shut the heck up? You know, all clap and get on your side.
Back to the tape.
All right. Some of you may be saying to yourselves, why the you got a name like Staples? Because I had that staple surgery, right? The stomach stapling. Doing a great job, huh? You guys are so kind. Come on. Shut the up and let me do the act.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Even Brian. That one got Brian.
That's
swinging Brian.
That's a hard moment there.
That's a hard moment there. That's a hard moment.
Let me do the act.
Oh, my God.
I know the feeling,
that was
though, man.
so bad.
You know the feeling, but that's the worst thing you could say. They're not going to just sit there and go, he makes a good point. Okay.
That's the Jake LaMotta moment. Hey, don't bother me, pal. I'm trying to do my routine.
Don't bother me, pal.
It's more like he thought he was going to be the prom queen and the blood started pouring down.
Yeah,
exactly.
You see
Wow.
Brian's face?
Brian was pained to listen to that. Brian made the same face I saw Ken Stevens make 8 times today at different phone calls. Okay, let's hear more of the Billy Staples.
He's already halfway on the turnpike getting out of here. All right, listen up. No, seriously, listen to me for a second. When you guys listen to O&A, of course. When I was on O&A, I had a colonoscopy done on the air. Any of you guys have a colonoscopy?
Any of you guys had a colonoscopy?
How about could any of you guys spell it? This is not Menza you're talking to. They're retard, drunken lunatics.
Brian, not smart to ask the audience questions.
Not in that particular situation.
Not when they're that hostile.
Yeah.
And the question that he asked, hey, anyone colonoscopy?
Seriously, guys, 17% across the board tax or what?
All right, well, this is great. He takes out the Q&A now. We get rid of the Q&A. This is helpful. All this is working out.
It really is. That was another very uncomfortable moment.
All right, back to that line, Anthony.
When you guys listen to O&A, of course. When I was on O&A, I had a colonoscopy done on the air. Any of you guys have a colonoscopy?
All right, so they're yelling and screaming, whip him out, and being a kind of a large man, he decided to lift his shirt up.
He lifted his shirt.
His man boobs. And he got a good reaction.
That got a ovation.
Paintball scar. Hey, I'll wait all night for you guys. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And seriously, any of you guys have a colonoscopy?
Oh, no. Oh, no. He went back.
Follow-up.
He went back. He went back to the colonoscopy. He's on it. He got a little off track with the whip him out, and then wham, back to the colonoscopy.
Back to the killer stuff.
Back to the killer stuff. This is his
He's
stuff.
got gold. He's got a piece of gold to bring out there for him.
I can't wait now to hear the punchline.
Oh, no.
Let's give a little listen.
Any of you guys? Oh, I'm the only one who fell for this.
Fell for it.
Fell for
You were diagnosed.
You fell for it.
You're eating whole hams for 40 years. You didn't fall for something. He's confused.
It wasn't like a sleight of hand card trick.
Yeah. Oh, I fell for the colonoscopy.
Oh, I thought that was the queen.
He was making balloon animals, and before I knew it, he had a camera up my keister.
Maybe he better edit this out of his tape.
Yeah,
I'm the only one that is falling for
oh,
this.
man.
All right. Fell for this.
Let me tell you, colonoscopy is a big pain in the ass.
That was the kicker on that one?
The punchline.
The colonoscopy is a big pain in the
let's ask Brian. Brian? It sounds like he's a funny guy. He's got some good stuff, you know. But it doesn't matter if you start off on the wrong foot and the crowd ain't liking you. That's it. You're dead. You're dead in the water, and that's the situation he was in. And you know, I feel for him.
You can hear the hecklers organizing now.
Yeah, you really can.
It's more like wrestling heckler.
Yeah. Right. They're working as a group.
Right.
Like at the conventions, you know, the delegates who want to comment on his weight.
It's like the Iron Sheik has shown up, and he's burning an American flag.
I think that the pain in the ass line, it's not a bad, like, aside, like, thing to say.
It's a throwaway, right?
Yeah, a little throwaway line.
Yeah, you don't hit that hard.
But you can't say, it's hard to set that up and then go, no. When I was about
I've had the colonoscopy, and let me tell you,
put on
here
your
it
laughing
comes.
hats.
Like you don't say the seriously.
Get
was
ready.
a pain in the ass.
Get ready, Alice. Here it comes.
Setting it up a little too much.
I wouldn't send a night out on a dog like this. Not on a dog, Alice.
Leave it there. The cat'll get it.
You have no sense of humor. Billy Staples. Here he is.
Right? Well, tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. The worst part is the preparation. Good. You got. Good.
Sounds like he's drowning.
That's where it gets
Now it's just pandemonium.
You all.
And right here, he should say, seriously, anyone ever have a colonoscopy?
Yeah, that
Right there.
He's missing his mark again. That's where it just rose up 20 notches and became that full group, became one entity, just boo!
That literally sounds like the ump just threw Bobby Valentine out of the game. And Shay is going crazy.
That's where you got to look at the crowd and go, hey, my wife likes me. Ron and Fez like me. Go on, pick on me if it makes you feel better.
I'm an easy target.
I'm an easy target.
Oh, man. His wife doesn't like him, though.
Yeah, that's part of the sad part.
Once again, gotta say, everyone's checking in saying the tape doesn't do it justice. The boos were just deafening.
You could tell.
But the crowd was not mic'd, unfortunately.
You could tell at that part it was probably deafening because he can't even talk. He's got the mic, and he's just going, but the...
Yeah. He told us last night he was in shock.
He was in shock at that point?
Shock.
Yeah,
it
certainly sounded like it. Whew.
A little more? Do we have more?
Yeah, there is a really bad a-hole chant coming up. I don't know how much they're going to let us play, but just in case they dump out, I just want to let you know. It went on forever.
Did it?
All right, you guys gonna shut the up for 2 seconds or what?
Yeah, ask him a question.
Then it better be a
Hey, let me
2-second
share
joke.
something with you guys. Can I at least share something with you?
They go, no.
Good tactic. Now it's not me telling jokes. We're all sharing. I'm gonna give you something.
We're in this together, gang.
We're sharing.
Can I share something with you guys?
We're all of the same ilk?
All right, can I share now?
This crowd was on.
And
they
it's
didn't miss a
another
beat. They're like, no.
Another question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't keep asking
questioning
because
them.
that implies that you need them for something. You just got to smash them.
Are you guys going to let me do this? No, that's
Not
our
really.
answer. You asked. You want to hear it? No.
Does a rapist say, "Could you please undo the belt"? No.
No.
He just undoes it.
Do it. Just do it. Jump in.
Not that.
Hey, let me share something with you guys. Can I at least share something with you? I just joined the 12-step recovery program. I'm recovering anorexic. Thank you. You guys ain't gonna laugh at a f***ing thing I say, are you?
That's the big
No, they are one. They are of one single mind.
You never want the crowd to become one.
They have united. At the beginning, it was all different heckles. He got this crowd to the point where they were one mind.
He's the white substitute teacher in Harlem right now.
Yeah, it was.
That was a little painful, that joke, too.
You gotta whack the crowd hard, man. Like, if they're giving you stuff like that, you gotta go, hey, I'm working. Do I bother you when you're working by going to McDonald's and knocking the mop out of your hand?
Oh,
yeah.
See?
Everyone's elbowing each other.
That's the one. Hey, now.
Hey, you know you're doing good when they start elbowing each other. Yeah, I'm with you.
Ooh, he's good.
He makes up for the fact that he has no timing and no material by acting pathetic and desperate.
Well, you got to balance.
Begging that he shares. Can I share some? Let me share. Like he said it once and then realized, oh, that's a good word to turn the crowd around. Sharing. Sharing is caring.
All right, why don't we say goodbye to Brian?
All right.
There's still some more time on this tape.
Billy, if you're out there, hang in there, man. I know it was a rough show. We all have them. You know, the crowd didn't go your way, but, you know, you're all right. And hope to see you soon.
Get back on that horse.
Oh, that'll turn him around.
I'm trying, man.
Coming from a guy that I couldn't even imagine getting heckled at all ever on stage, Brian Regan.
Let's get back to the Billy Staples tape.
Will Billy be joining you on stage at Westbury?
You know what, dude? I'm not kidding. If Billy wanted to go on, I'm not messing with I don't do that to other comics. Dude, he's more than welcome to work with me. I like the guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a lot funnier than people gave him credit for.
He'd have to be.
But he's more than welcome to do that, and I'm not even being polite.
Wow, I wonder if he would. You think he would take that, Ron?
I don't think that he even wants oxygen anymore.
Let him come out. It's a gig, man, and if he'll have to go on stage a few more times because he is a funny guy. It's just that he hadn't been on enough right before that. It's something that happens.
Well, let's get back to the tape. We got about 2 more minutes left in this thing because then Rich Voss comes back out, and then Voss encourages the crowd to get Staples back.
Give him one more shot.
It gets a little crazy still here. Billy Staples at Red Bank.
Thank you. You guys ain't gonna laugh at a f***ing thing I say, are you? I could be the funniest mother in the world and you guys ain't gonna laugh, are you?
You're not.
You guys really suck. What's that? This so blows. You guys are horrible. You guys are absolutely horrible. All right, you guys want Voss back? Fine, you'll get Voss back. You.
And that is where he storms off the stage.
And he says that like he's punishing the audience. All right,
Fine.
Voss, fine.
You can't fire me, I quit.
Right. Yeah, that's the mentality he had at that point. He must have been just completely in shock. Didn't know what to do. There was no way he could have jumped back in, so he just said, screw it, I'm off.
Dude, in moments like that, it's tempting. You're just trying to have that moment of clarity alone in your head where you can all make sense of it and then get to what you do. But when you're sick, that's why you're asking questions. We all do that as comedians. It's a stall tactic.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? And they tell you, oh, you do that. As you're repeating it, you're thinking. It's all trying to get your head together. And all right, now I can straighten this out. And he just couldn't because there was too many and they were yelling and he was a little bit, taken back by it. But you don't ask them to repeat the hateful things. It's a bit...
No, that is something that is...
Get off! What?
What?
Get off! I thought that's what you said, but I wanted to clarify. I didn't want to misquote you, sir.
When you hear the certain single guys, single people, not the whole group, yelling out these heckles, when he said, I could be the funniest guy and you still wouldn't laugh, someone just yelled, you're not. And you're not. He was giving them every opportunity to hammer him.
Yeah, I bet if I suck, you'd all yell, you suck.
Yeah, like, you do. You suck. That's what they were yelling.
Did we blow off the a-hole chant?
No,
Part
what?
2? Oh, okay.
Oh, that's in when he returns to the stage?
So now Voss comes back to the stage, it looks like, here.
Part of a riot.
They're all applauding now because Billy has finally decided to leave the stage. That's what you're hearing here. And then, Voss is making his way back.
And I think Voss was looking behind him because he's never heard applause walking out before.
Wow. Billy Staples. You wouldn't think you'd be so happy to see Rich Voss again that quick, huh? This just turned from the Red Bank Theater to the White Apollo.
Now he's getting some good laughs.
That's funny. Sure, the Apollo.
Sure, it's like following Mussolini in World War II. Of course they're going to love you.
Yeah, anybody could have come up there. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Billy, you don't want to just try a few more?
Now, Voss is an ass right here.
Yeah.
He loved it a little too much.
He was enjoying it. He thought, I want more. Bring him back out, and he talks him back out on stage.
Just make him believe he cares. He wanted to see Billy eat it just a little more.
Do 2 more, damn. He's going to do 2.
All right, so now
Here
Billy
comes
decides to come back onto the stage.
I've just been told I got to do another 20 minutes.
Look how quickly.
Let me ask the ladies a question here tonight. Ladies, I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it as honestly and quickly as you can. Ladies, does size matter? Holy we got a lot of sluts here tonight.
See, it took a little long.
What's that mean?
It was
Yeah, what's that mean?
18 seconds or 20 seconds. When you go back out like that, audiences, as rotten as they can be, want to have a good time. But they would have. But you just got to hit them, man. You can't pause.
Yeah, he stopped. These ladies, how many? Another question for the audience. Are you ready to laugh? Hey, another question. I mean, when you have your second shot like that and walk out, now you've had time to reflect. You take your atomic bomb out there. You take the biggest weapon in your arsenal and hit him right between the eyes.
Yep.
Not another question for the audience.
And then they call all the women sluts.
Right, and now he's alienated. I really didn't hear too many women's voices during those heckles, but now he's brought them on board. Back to the tape.
Hey, anybody doesn't think size matter? Girls, where are you? See, you guys don't get it. You guys just don't get it. I'm talking size. You guys ain't giving me a chance, are you?
More questions.
Yeah. So what? No tomatoes? No nothing? Where are you pussies? All this.
What?
Thank you so much. You've been so kind.
And there he goes.
And that's when he walked off for the second time.
Now that a-hole chant, I don't know if they let it through. Maybe they let some of it through. That went on for a really long time. We had to cut that down a little bit there.
And then he was just standing there as they were chanting, and then he said, F you, and
I think he gave
off.
the crowd the finger and all that, too, as he was walking off.
Yeah, something like that. But there's still a little more on there. You hear an exchange between him and Rich.
Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know these animals were going to do this. Billy Staples walking off like a pumpkin. Billy Staples. He's a good friend, and you know what? That's going to be a long drive home to Long Island.
Boss.
Boss really is a mean-spirited creep.
Did you hear him, though? He thought no one was listening, you know?
What did he say?
Because he kind of pulled the mic aside, and he goes, you had to know these animals were going to do this.
Because he didn't pull the mic aside. He's too stupid to understand. He's like, well, I want it to be a secret, so it will be. Boss would cover his eyes with his little midget Jewish hands and go, no one can see me. Rich, you're a dummy.
These animals.
Do those thoughts cohabit? You mokes.
And Norton, you really want him to go back up again?
You know what? I don't mind, and I don't do that to mess with people. I like Billy, man. If he wants to work Long Island with me, he's welcome to.
I don't even want him to own cable anymore. I don't want him to even see comedy. I'm concerned about him.
That
has to stop.
What Billy's got to realize is that's the fear that people's greatest fear in life is public speaking, and almost 99.99% of the public could never take what he took and then get back up again. That's what's going to make you different. You're a comic, man. You took it in the face. Be a trooper. Get back up. That's it.
Yeah.
Get back up. Never let them beat you. Ever.
You know, he sounded like a broken, defeated man on your show last night, Ron.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, it was. It was depressing to listen to. I was like, I so wanted to call up and just say, Patton should slap your fat face.
Well, I think a lot of that is just the pills.
You know,
you think it's the pills?
It's the pills, probably. Where do they wear off? And he just feels the full burn.
And what's he doing in Pennsylvania?
Yellow belly?
It's as far as he could drive.
Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, you have to, he rented a car that he hasn't returned, but you still have to buy gas. So he got as far as Amish country, and he's just sitting there with a brown paper bag drinking out of it.
Yeah. Taking the last of his pills.
All right, Ronnie, thank you so much.
All right, see you guys in a little bit.
We're going to leave this tape for you, because I'm sure you'll have a lot more to add to this when you're hanging with Fezzi later tonight here in New York.
We're going to dupe it and sell copies.
There you go.
Hey, see you guys, and you're the best.
Thank you,
Bye, Ron.
All right, my friends.
All right. There he goes, Ron from Ron and Fez, on right after us here in New York City. And we're going to hand the tape over to them.
Yeah. We'll give them the tape, and I want them to have the joy of watching it, because it was indeed a videotape.
Can't be posted, though.
And no.
For commercial reasons, I'll get sued.
Can't post it. But I want to sit there and watch Ron and Fez watch that tape. That's what I want to do. Because it's brutal to watch him. He's sweating. He's twitching. His hands are shaking.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's great.
It's really it's not great.
No, it's great to watch. It's brutal.
It makes me realize I have a heart, because he walks out. He's so happy to be there. He's excited. It's his big gig with Norton. You could tell he got the special shirt. You could tell he looked in the mirror and said, "Man, I know I look good in this shirt. I know I'm not the most attractive person.
This is the gig,
but this is it. I know I look good in orange. It was brand new. It was pressed." He comes out with that smile and puts one hand on the mic stand, and he's got the mic, and he's ready to go.
It meant something to him. You could see that.
Seriously. Next thing you know, you can just see his dream just crashing and burning in front of his eyes.
But dude, I think I'm not even plugging him. If he wants to do Long Island with me, what I do, and I'm not goofing. I wouldn't do that to another act. I'd more than welcome to have him. I like Billy. Just go up all week, get your stuff in order, because I think he's got funny stuff, but it just wasn't. Because it threw him a little bit. It's like sometimes you can have an hour of material and you can't find any in your head because you're so like, all right, what do I do? What do I do?
He should come out like Farley. He should come out, get him laughing with the, hey, down by the river. Because he looks like him. And then while they're laughing at that, you take the glasses off and you start doing your act. Kind of an attention getter.
I told you guys, I got booed like that in Chicago working with Dice. I mean, this was 14 people, 100 in Red Bank. I got 4,800 booing me. I couldn't hear myself deliver my first joke, which I knew would kill.
Yeah.
In Chicago, they didn't know me. So I'm bombing, and I'm thinking, well, you're a dead man. And this was in the McGuire-Sosa race, and I just snapped. I started insulting them and telling them Chicago stinks. I hope McGuire wins, because I was going to bomb. I'm going to let them know how I feel.
Right.
And then somebody heckled me, and you can see when somebody heckles, they actually will stop for a second and let you. And I got lucky. I hammered him. Somebody else heckled. I hammered him, and the crowd laughed both times.
Now you got him a little bit coming back.
They laughed really big, and then there was that one moment. Remember, they had that one moment Billy had. I had that one moment, and the only difference between my set and his set was my joke did well, and he made a different choice. That's all it was.
He had that moment.
So I wound up having actually a very good set, but it could have went the other way. God, did I just babble? Sorry.
Welcome to the
bottomless pit of ignorance. Opie.
I feel like being an idiot.
Anthony.
I'm a retard.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Effing hilarious.